Hey, what's up everybody? It's Kiljaedas. How's it going? We are back with another Raiders recap. It is week 3 and the Las Vegas Raiders traveling all the way to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. Let's get at it. So, here we are. The Raiders are 2-0 while the Patriots are 1-1 and everything. This couldn't be big for us, especially in this difficult 5-week stretch, to be 3-0 instead of, whatever it is. However, that was not meant to be. The final score of the game was 20-36. New England wins and they are now 2-1, and the Raiders are also now 2-1. Which means we need to hope that the Ravens beat the Chiefs in order for us to still be tied with the Chiefs in record and be a contender for the AFC West title. Overall, this game, it was bad. It was bad. And it was good in some ways. I mean, yes, you want to get your first loss out of the way. But it's the way that we lost was just bad. It just didn't seem like we were up to the task. I mean, it looked like we were in the beginning. In the beginning, it looked really good. Our defense was solid. However, it showed right at the get-go that our offense was just lukewarm, and they just could not seem to convert when they need to. Plus a whole bunch of other aspects, and the Patriots being the Patriots, they just suddenly, they just ran away with it, and you could just see it. Yeah, we just the game was definitely just we weren't going to win that game. Very, very frustrating, but however, again, this is just one loss and everything. I guess I'll be a little more angrier when the losses actually start piling up and everything. You were freaking lucky, damn it, doll. You were lucky that it isn't like the third or possibly the 5th loss in the season, or else you're gonna get it. You're still gonna get it. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's move on and everything. We are gonna go with our 5-knuckler takeaway of the game. So that's where I'm going to take 5 key aspects or should I say pivotal, whatever you want to call it. 5 aspects that I found that were really important in the game, and share them with you. So the number 1 takeaway that we have today, and again, this doesn't have to do with any kind of importance or whatever, but for number 1, it is injuries. We were an injury-riddled team coming into this game and everything. We had people such as Trent Brown, Kwiatkowski, and also Ruggs out for the game. Those are 3 big players that we needed. One is an offensive lineman whom we need to be protecting Derek Carr. One was a linebacker who was very pivotal in our defensive scheme, and then of course Henry Ruggs, our deep guy. Our deep guy was out, and it showed because we hardly aired the ball out at all. We just did not have the speed needed to try to get those big plays. Now, of course, we also had some injuries that players played through, and that would have been like Incognito, Waller, Abram, Good, and Jacobs and everything. They were able to play through and everything, but it showed that they weren't 100% on the field, especially like with someone like Jacobs. You could tell that Jacobs was just struggling on the sideline. The cameras always panned to him, and it showed that he was uncomfortable and he was struggling. And then you got people that played through the game but then got injured during the game. Brian Edwards was that player, and again, that was a big injury for us. He injured himself during a long passing play and taken out. He didn't return for the rest of the game. Another key injury that was definitely lost. Takeaway number 2, we have Darren Waller and Josh Jacobs were shut down this game. They had no chance of getting what they would usually get. New England scouted them really well, and they had the tools to make sure that we had to go to other people. You know, you got Josh Jacobs, who only ran the ball 16 times. I mean, 16 times, and his total yardage was only 71 yards. That's a 4.4 yard average at the most. You know, that is just, yeah, I mean, the defense really took a hold on Josh Jacobs to make sure he didn't get out in the open spaces. And again, that's also due to the offensive line, which I'll get on to later. We also have Darren Waller. You know, he only had 2 catches the entire game. They covered him very well. And if I remember correctly, he only had like 9 yards of receptions and stuff like that. That's bad. Takeaway number 3, the offense did not capitalize on their opportunities. Again, lukewarm. They were lukewarm. Anytime the Patriots would get a 3 and out, it was very rare for them to capitalize on it and possibly score, you know. And that was a bad thing. In fact, when we got an interception, you know, and we got an interception by, John Abrams and stuff like that, it only led to a field goal. It didn't lead to a touchdown, which, you know, that's not good. That is not okay. And then, you know, moving on from that, for third down conversions, we were like 3 for 9. 3 for 9 for third down conversions. You know, we were just getting completely shut down on offense, and it showed. And it was bad. It was bad for our offense. Takeaway number 4, and this is something positive, thank goodness, but our defense did something really incredible. They went and they shut down Cam Newton, and they shut down Edelman, the giant rat king that he is. So, you know, Cam Newton, you know, he's always there. You know, when you play him correctly, he's going to be one of those run option quarterbacks. He's mobile. He's going to be getting a ton of yardage, and not only that, he's going to be passing. We did not let him get out in the open. We did not. Cam Newton rushed 9 times, and he only got 27 yards. You know, that's a 3-yard average right there. And the only time that was really big was just that one time, I believe it was in the third quarter, that he, either his third or fourth quarter, that he rushed for 21 yards. You know, he finally got out in the open. Besides that, he was in the pocket and he could not do anything but either pass or give it off to someone else. And then moving on to Edelman, you know, he only had 2 catches for 23 yards. We contained that little rodent of an individual to only 23 yards. That's saying something, and that's a good job for the defense. However, New England did have a way around that. They found a way around that by using Burkhead and those other guys, and they were able to just run it down our throats and get those much needed scoring opportunities. I mean, the defense did all they could, and it did not help that the offense was lukewarm. You can't blame the defense for this. Takeaway number 5. The O-line was complete dog shit today. They were bad. Extremely bad. There was no run game, and there was no protection in the pocket at all whatsoever. There was just none. For the run game, the offensive line did no help, mainly because of this. 126 rushing yards, 5.7 yard average for the Raiders. Meanwhile, you have the offensive line for the Patriots. 250 yards, 6.6 yard average, and 2 touchdowns. That's bad. And not only that, but again, 0 pocket protection. The offensive line gave up 2 sacks. Those 2 sacks turned into 2 fumbles. Those 2 fumbles turned into 2 turnovers. 2. And again, those fumbles, to me, those fumbles were not Derek Carr's fault. You had the one fumble where Carr's going out for a pass, he's going back to pass it, and guess what? A defensive slaps the football out of Derek Carr's hands. You can't help, you can't blame Derek Carr for it. You cannot blame Derek Carr for that. He's going for a pass. He doesn't know what's going on around him. All he knows is he needs to get the ball out of the pocket. And the O-line didn't help him. And the second fumble that happened because of the O-line was right at the goal line, in which Derek Carr went up to pass. He went up into the pocket collapsed, and sure enough, Derek Carr, as he said, he said exactly what I saw, which was he got hit, he went, oh crap, there's a safety, and he tried to reach it out just a little bit just to make sure that he did not get a safety, and he got hit again, lost the ball. Now, I'll give it to you. Maybe Derek Carr should have just took the safety. However, he had to try something. And I cannot give him fault for those two fumbles. That's the offensive line's fault. Anyways, that is my 5 knuckler takeaways for this game. Let's go ahead and move on to, well, this first ever TURD Sandwich. So, if we win the game and everything, the Raiders and Raider Nation, we get to eat a bacon praise burger. However, if we lose a game, we unfortunately need to munch on a TURD sandwich. So, a TURD sandwich is the opposite of a bacon praise burger. The TURD sandwich is going to be basically all the constructive criticisms for the bread and stuff like that. Meanwhile, all of the goodies, the very few goodies that are on there are going to be in the inside. Those are going to be the praises. However, it's going to be mostly us packing in a whole lot of crap down our throats because this was bad. So the first part of our TURD sandwich goes to Derek Carr, our fearless leader. You did good stat-wise. 24 for 32, 261 yards and 2 touchdowns. However, there were quite a few of those throws that were bad throws and should have been interceptions. There are a couple that should have been interceptions, but luckily the defensive backs dropped them. That's on you, buddy. You need to make sure you make some better passes and everything for next week. This didn't cut this week. Next part on the TURD sandwich are other wide receivers. You guys need to get open more. You guys need to get open. We can't just rely on Waller all the time. We have to get open. So do what you gotta do. Learn from this. We need to do this next week. We got a tough opponent next week. Get open. Next part of the TURD sandwich, Daniel Carlson. You were lights out until today. 2 for 3 in field goals. That's not good, buddy. We need you to make sure, you need to make sure that you make every single one of your field goals. We can't have you be missing one. You may, people may think that one's insignificant. No, that's 3 points. We need you to make those things. We need you, I understand that kicking is actually a really hard job. Unlike some people who think, oh, just kick it through the uprights. No, kicking is a very hard job to do. We need you to do what you do best. Make field goals. All right, let's move on to do something nice, which is going to be the nice little inside of the turd sandwich, our praises. The first praise goes to our defense. Defense, way to go. You guys were able to not only shut down Cam, shut down Edelman, you also got 2 sacks. Good job, Max Crosby, for the 2 sacks. And you got 6 tackle for losses. 2 from, of course, Crosby. Then you got Maurice Hurst, Littleton, Mullen, and then Joyner. Good job, guys, for that. You guys put pressure on the quarterback. You shut them down. That's important. It's just too bad that the Patriots found a way around it. The next little praise in the giant turd sandwich that we're going to eat, Hunter Renfrow. Good job in you stepping up and remain consistent with what you do. You had 6 receptions for 84 yards, and you had a touchdown. Should have been 2, but damn replay. Good job. That is what we needed from you, is for someone to step up and make a difference. You led in receptions this game. Good job on you, Hunter. Keep up the great work. But moving back to the turds. O-line. You knew I was going for you on this one. O-line, you have got to do better. Next week is going to be a tough opponent. We need to score. We have to score. We have to score. We need better protection, and you need to win the battle in the trenches. Otherwise, we are doomed. No more sacks. Get plus yardage in the run game. Get protection to Derek Carr. He needs it. You guys were lights out last week. What happened? Do better, guys. I believe in you. The next one goes to, what else? The defense. The defense did good. Granted, they did really good. However, there was too many arm tackling today. Too much arm tackling. You guys got to get in there, wrap up. Get in there and wrap up. This one arm thing can't last very long. You can't just do that. Abram, I'm looking at you, buddy. There were several times when you could have had something big or stopped something big from happening, but you didn't because there was an arm tackling. You gotta be better, man. You gotta be better. Defense, hell of a job, but you gotta fix that one little nook and cranny for you. And the last piece goes to Josh Jacobs for the fumble. So that's 3 turnovers that we made. Jacobs, hang on to the ball, man. That's all we can say. Hang on to the ball. You're doing great. You are lights out, but you have got to hang on to that ball. That one, when you made that fumble, we were close to possibly either kicking a field goal or at least getting a touchdown. You fudged it up. Do better. I believe in you, man. And that is it. There's our turd sandwich. Eat on that for a little bit. I know it's going to taste crappy. But anyways, that is it for today's Readers Recap. Big game next week. We got the Bills. The Bills are red hot. However, they're showing sign of weaknesses. They almost gave it away to the Rams. You know, they had a big lead. They almost gave it away to the Rams. If we can match them offensive-wise, we might have a chance. Because they're hot. They're hot right now. And I'm sure the Patriots would love it if we spoiled the party for them. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.